Pregnancy is such a beautiful phase in a woman's life because it marks the beginning of this beautiful journey that we call motherhood. However, the pregnancy itself comes with a lot of changes, psychological, physiological, emotional, that actually affect nutrient utilization, uptake, and absorption. As a registered dietitian that is quite passionate about nutrition and health in women and maternal nutrition, I have decided to create this video today to address the specific dietary adjustments that you need to do when you discover that you're pregnant. I'm going to talk about the different stages of the pregnancy and how they affect nutritional intake and uptake, and I'm also going to discuss about supplementation during pregnancy, and we're also going to touch on some of the common cravings and how to actually address them. So the first thing that I am going to talk about is the importance of being flexible to adjust your dietary patterns once you discover you're pregnant. Of course, there are those common habits like drinking, smoking, drugs, or something like that you need to actually tone down, because there's a direct correlation between negative fetal outcome, that is basically the low birth weights, premature births, and even stillbirths. I'm going to talk about the specific nutrients that you will need to increase so that you can actually take care of the implantation, and this will definitely determine how smooth or how rough the pregnancy is going to be, and as well as how healthy or unhealthy the baby is. The first few weeks of your pregnancy, you increase your intake of iron and folic acid because of the neural development that takes part or takes shape within the first few weeks. Unfortunately, in Kenya, because of ignorance and lack of adequate information or misguided information from the social media, we have women waiting up to the 4th month or the 5th month to start their antenatal clinic. There is this misconception that if I am having a balanced diet, there is no need for me to supplement during pregnancy. That is a myth that needs to be debunked. You can be taking up dense and nutritious meals, and your gut can be having alterations that are actually affecting nutrient uptake and utilization. Again, pregnancy comes with increased nutrient needs. That means that your combinations might not be effective enough to actually meet the increased needs of folic acid and iron in the first trimester. And when you do not supplement to ensure that you are taking care of your needs, you're definitely risking your baby or predisposing your unborn child to neural defects, things like spina bifida, that are actually common with babies who are born from malnourished mothers. Malnutrition is not just about being underweight or being overweight. There's the hidden hunger that actually has a lot of negative impact on pregnancy, and that is why in Kenya we have the blanket supplementation of iron and folic acid given to pregnant women. The next thing that you must do is you have to be willing to work with a registered dietitian or a professional that is very knowledgeable, assess your specific nutrient needs so that you can have the best outcomes. Of course, people will ask, oh, my mother did not go to clinics until she was 6 months or she was 9 months or even 8 months and they gave birth to healthy babies. Lucky are those ones. Not everyone is going to be lucky. You don't want to bid your baby's life on luck. So look for alternatives if you must, but ensure that you're taking up your iron and folic acid. In government hospitals, it's free. And again, the metallic taste does not happen to all. It's just to the specific or to the few women who unfortunately are so loud that they are discouraging new moms to actually take this IFAS. So please take your IFAS. Another thing that you are going to need to ensure that you increase or you improve your intake on, of course, is water. Hydration is very important because you'll start getting these headaches, fluid losses through saliva, because some women spit. Some women also have the stomach disruptions that bring about nutrient and fluid losses. So you need to ensure that you are replacing. Another thing that you must actually take care of is the protein needs. In the first trimester, that is basically between month 1 and 3, there's a lot of cell division. So ensure that your diet is rich in both animal and plant sources of protein. Another thing, of course, we are going to talk about is the importance of fats, and this is because your hormones production is going to be increased, the specific hormones that actually support pregnancy, and you need to ensure that you are supplying your body with healthy fats so that you can have an easier or a smoother pregnancy, because hormonal fluctuations can be a bit complicated and the effects can be not so interesting. So ensure that you're taking up quality fats, things like nuts if you can, fish if you can, because sometimes I'll tell you to take fish and your pregnancy cannot stand the smell. We have other sources of healthy fats, these omega-3s and such. During the second pregnancy, we call it the resting phase, because now the body has safely, or is it comfortably, adjusted to being pregnant. So because of the heightened growth, your nutritional intake, energy, protein, calcium, iron, omega-3s, because of the cognitive development, you need to ensure that you're also taking care of your fiber intake to prevent the digestion. Of course, they are more severe in the third trimester, but for some people it starts in the second trimester and even goes all through until childbirth. So if you are experiencing some forms of constipation in your second trimester, you need to ensure that you're increasing your intake of fruits and vegetables. Now at this stage, you've already actually established the types of cravings that you're having, and someone can actually say Mtanu's pregnancy craves for fish, Mtanu's pregnancy craves for mahindi, or something like that. So it is very important to ensure that you are taking care of your craving needs, substituting them if they are not healthy, because sometimes you can crave for chips, lollipop, or cakes every day. Remember to sit and work with a dietitian to ensure that they are taking care of your nutrient adjustments at the different phases of pregnancy. So during the third trimester, you want to prepare the body for childbirth. You know, childbirth has a lot of blood needs, it has a lot of nutrient needs to effectively recover and promote breastfeeding that I have talked about a lot in my previous videos. So during the last trimester, you need to ensure that you are taking up adequate amount of fluids because of the increased fluid needs. I know the peeing is uncomfortable. You don't want to even be going to the toilet all the time, but you have to take care of the blood volume that is going to be needed when you're losing the extra blood during childbirth, and also to ensure that you're also preparing and promoting lactation to prepare for breastfeeding. And also to prevent the common UTIs that are very common in pregnancy, you need to ensure that you're flushing out those toxins effectively as you can through urination. I know it's disgusting, but it is necessary. And another thing, you are actually encouraged to be active all throughout the pregnancy, not just the third trimester, so that you can actually have better bowel movements, and apart from that, so that you can strengthen your pelvic core so that it can prepare itself for childbirth. Because as I have talked about in my previous videos, vaginal birth is actually preferred when it comes to your child's future health compared to the C-section. For bone formation for your baby, you need to ensure that you increase your intake of calcium, vitamin D to aid in absorption, vitamin K to aid in transportation, and also getting enough sun exposure is very important to also help you in your mood and to make you be at your best when you're pregnant. It is a beautiful journey. If you take care of yourself, it will not be as complicated as most people think it is. One last thing that I promised to talk about is on the cravings, and I have touched on it. So if you are craving sweets, ensure that you substitute with sweeter fruits. If you are craving salt, you can do sour, healthier foods and such things. Do not overload it, because you need all these ions. You need the iodine in salt, sodium, you need the chlorides, you need the glucose, you need the energy and carbohydrates. That might be the reason that you are craving such intake of sugars. So if you are feeling sick, if you're feeling like you're not okay, do not shy away from going to hospital. Do not worry about what your neighbor or what your friend will think when you're going to the hospital every other day. The hospitals are there. The public hospitals are open to pregnant women. ANC clinic is free. If you are taking special medications like ARVs, you're also guided on how to use them. If you're diabetic, you're guided on how to ensure that your blood sugar stays controlled. Seek professional help. So try as much as you can to avoid being given wrong information when you're pregnant, because what you eat, how you eat, and whatever you do, physical exercise or not, proper hydration, good nutrition, all this will have a positive or a negative impact on your baby's health outcome. From me, it's best wishes during your pregnancy, delivery, and congratulations. And I hope you will find motherhood interesting. Make sure that you stick around, because I have more videos coming up on pregnancy, on child nutrition, rearing, breastfeeding, taking care of yourself as a woman, vaginal health. For now, ensure that you watch this video on how to prepare yourself and your body for breastfeeding effectively, and let's meet on the next one. Bye.